So it does have power steering,
right,
but not power brakes. So you have to be deliberate when you push that pedal. Let's do a little test because there's a soft sofa right there to where
this is my bad knee.
Automatic, and there's the four-wheel drive transfer case.
It just started going, and then I didn't know I was going to be able to stop it.
Right. That's why a lot of people will upgrade their cars.
You're so nervous right now. The Ferrari's back there. Look at these original vinyl seats.
I didn't do that. It wasn't my taco tooth. Foot on the brake, please. You're rolling me forward.
Welcome to April's Garage, the greatest automotive channel in all of YouTube land. And I'm sure you've seen the explosion over the years of all the first generation Broncos and Blazers, Land Cruisers, even the International Scouts that have just skyrocketed in value. Now that's happened, but it's all left the Jeepster behind. This is 1971 Jeepster, and it's still very affordable. Everyone's kind of fallen asleep on the price to this. Even Tyler sleeping under it.
This thing is clean.
Yeah, how does it look?
And totally original. I mean, for the most part, a few exceptions, but oh my goodness, is it nice. So, Euro-Asian Bob, good friend of mine,
right,
found this in Colorado, one owner, a repaint, but otherwise all original, a few little upgrades here and there. And he only wants 30 grand for this thing. I guess, or $29,995 because he is a clever used car dealer, a very good friend of mine, which if you compare that to a first generation Bronco in this condition, double that.
Right.
K5 Blazers come a little bit later, I guess, 71, they were overlapping a little bit. Original, really nice one, double again.
Right.
International Scout. Very expensive as well, even though it's less common. I say a little bit less than that, but still a lot more than these. And then the Toyota Land Cruiser, forget about it. The price is crazy on them.
Right.
Why does the Jeepster get no love?
I don't know, but they are so cool, and I love this body. Was this the second generation of this?
Yes.
The Jeepster.
It was.
Which is the best.
Well, yes, it's the only one to buy because the first generation of the Jeepster was like from 48 to 50, and they were trying to figure out how to like sell Jeeps to normal people on the road. So it was two-wheel drive, but had all the horrible rough and tumbleness of a Jeep without any off-road utility. So
yeah, but they looked cool, the first generation ones.
They looked very cool.
Very cool, the old school front end looking, but this is what took off.
Right, there was no cabin. It was like zip-in windows if they even had zippers yet. It was low to the ground and really rough, so only 48 to 50. But then when they started making the Blazers, the Land Cruisers, well, they brought back the Jeepster as the Commando from whatever it was, 67 to 71, and then changed ownership, I think, to what was AMC? Yeah, redesigned it in 72, and it's one of those examples where a redesign completely ruined it and completely killed the sales. They talk about it with other Mopars of the era, how they got so ugly and it killed their sales. I can think of like my Dodge Dakota that was in 2004, and then they redesigned it in 2005 as hideous and killed their sales. There's a lot of examples of that, and it is true with the Jeepster as well. So this is basically the only one to buy, and it's still a bargain for now.
Really, really. Let's start the tour.
Sure. So a lot going on here badge-wise, April, huh?
Oh, it's very cool.
All the fonts, Jeepster, Commando, all sort of connecting and overlapping there.
I like the Commando. Like, let's think of the toughest, coolest word that guys are like, Commando.
Oh yeah, I'm a Commando. I drive a Commando, you wanna go outside. Four-wheel drive badge, which these got and the first generation Jeepsters did not. And then V6, a very weird V6 under the hood of these things called the Dauntless. They actually bought it from Buick because Buick was, nice job there. Buick was abandoning, because Buick was abandoning V6s altogether, going all V8, so they're happy to sell this to Kaiser Jeep and let them have fun with it. I think 150 horsepower. But you can see what isn't original here. Obviously an aluminum radiator, the modern ignition and such just for reliability and so it doesn't overheat, but otherwise look at the details here. Like here's the masking line for the repaint, but this is original here. All the fender badges. I imagine the wiring. This really is a survivor.
It is so cool. Yeah, it was repainted one time, but you could see that original sort of olive. I don't know what the color name was for it.
Right.
But this is the perfect Jeepster color.
Absolutely. Even this, look at that. With the ignition timing, some parameters there. Totally original. Like even the stripping here is
so
original.
cool.
And look how it's fastened in there with whatever these clips are.
That is so wild.
It's not leather or whatever it is, but yeah, whatever cloth they would use to seal that up.
Nylon cloth.
But apparently the original owner, he had like a bulldog. What did Bob say?
Yeah, Bob said they drilled a hole in the hood and put a bulldog hood ornament. So there used to be nothing on it. I like the generation right before it. It had sort of this like stainless or chrome strip.
Right.
I think would look really cool. Or maybe you put some horns on it. You know,
Yes.
Longhorn horns. What kind of hood ornament would you add? Because you can't really repair that nicely. Could
No. There's the Jeep hood ornament. Yeah, I would put that back in there or do something fun. But I think they said they kept it just for like the family legacy type of thing because it was one owner. Obviously, somebody owned it for 50 years. So
Put something really cool up there, like a mini Tyler Hoover with a bobblehead on it.
I suppose. But I was sitting on the front bumper earlier. It sticks out so far to accommodate the long leaf springs and moving the front axle forward for that
like
utility.
Asking for a winch on front, like it wants one.
Yeah, but it's a cool hangout space.
I love the color treatment. Like that is so 70s with that burnt orange and tan. Like that is screaming 70s.
Absolutely.
Really cool. Even a license plate holder up front, which a lot of cars, like in Chicago, you have to have a front license plate, which I feel like ruins the look of a lot of cars. In Kansas, you don't have to, but off to the side like this, license plate would look
that's
good there.
fine. And it's the old school four-wheel drive, which looks like it has been upgraded as well as the locking hubs to get out and pop it into four-wheel drive, but still hubcaps over that as well to dress it up because I kind of feel like the Jeepster is like one of the first crossover SUVs.
Yes.
Even though, I mean, it's a frame heavy-duty truck vehicle, but it's lower. It's sort of less about off-road because obviously you had the Jeep to go off-road and do anything else, the regular Jeep. This was more of, say, something more practical, more family-oriented with some off-road utility.
It's so true.
And I think it filled a spot, you know, sort of where the Bronco was too heavy-duty, the Scout maybe so as well. I think this fit a niche very nicely. I'm not sure how well it sold, but boy, look at this roof rack. Wow.
Right. It used to have some veneer, like wood in the center there. And Bob said these ridges here are so that it doesn't rattle when you're going high speed.
Yeah, or
I
wobble.
don't know, I guess it might create a little turbulence with the air as it goes across, but this whole thing comes off. The whole roof comes off.
Yeah, it gives it some integrity, the structure, without having to have like big beams in there or something.
Well, it does repeat on the inside, that same pattern.
Yes, but it can be a full convertible, which
here.
would be a massive undertaking, I imagine.
I don't know. Bob wanted to take it off, but there's a little bit of like caulk. Do you call it caulk with a car?
Oh, sure.
That strip right there that you have to remove.
Yeah, because I imagine the whistling of this thing without that would be something. Suppose you could just saw that all off and it would come right off. But yeah, I see what you're talking about with the door panel and everything's exposed here. Well, it's not really a door panel because it's metal. Like, this is how you unbolt the door handle.
And
the window crank.
If you were born in the 2000s, this is called a crank window. So you actually roll this, and the window, you have to manually do it. You have to have some muscle, and it actually goes up. It's not just a button that you press. This is really nice. It's just basic strip down, but the repaint is perfect here.
Yes.
That's really nice.
So exposed gas cap here, and then it has this rear, I guess you don't really call it a Continental kit on something like this, right? But
We can call it that.
I suppose, but yeah, you latch it out of the way, which, oh, there's another heavy one.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's how we get to the back, which this is the crazy part of this Jeep, is all the stuff that it came with. So extra hubcap, cup holder, factory service manuals.
Look at this carpet.
And then, the floor mats. They were protecting the original rubber floor with some very 70s-tastic stuff.
Oh my gosh, this is great.
Not only that, but then some shag.
Just a shag carpet on the floor.
Yes. So this is how Bob picked it up, with the shag all over, protecting the original rubber and the floor mats. And he took it all off just to see it all, but I think the shag needs to go back on.
This is so cool. It just needs to be cleaned really well. And it's perfect. This is great. And of course, cup holders. Why don't old cars have cup holders?
Well, they weren't thinking about it back then. But yeah, there's the rear. Some generic J.C. Whitney catalog 70s mats that are just awesome that fit the car perfectly.
I love this.
And even the original 71 Colorado plates were in there. So the only thing to knock is the tailgate, which is a bolt-on piece. It has a little bit of bubbling here, which I suppose you could fix. It's been repainted once, so no harm, no foul. But as far as condition goes, that is astounding because most of these were used to go off-road. They didn't care. They got all rusted and ruined. This one, I was just underneath, and it's really nice
Do you
underneath.
think it came with the jerry can?
I don't know, but it definitely looks the part. It looks period. Bob says you have to lift if you fill it up with gas because it starts to sag a little bit. I think I got it. Yeah, there we go.
This is so cool. I love this body style. Does it look like it's too low though? The kind of the body's sitting over the wheel a little bit.
It looks right to me. These were supposed to be lower, easier sort of car, not quite car-like, but still have that off-road utility, hence the crossover. I think this is the birth of the crossover right here. And it does look really cool. Having that Jeep nose on the front definitely works because, like I said, that 72, is hideous. It looks like a Scout, but just ruined immediately.
It looks like a car that you draw when you're in kindergarten.
Right.
Should we take it for a ride? Are we allowed to? Is Bob okay with that?
Yes. Well, you're driving.
Is he okay
it's
with
April's garage.
A girl driving?
Yes.
Okay, let's do this.
Oh yeah, America. And show them that lap belt.
Oh, right here. I hope it works. It's strapped me in, but
I'm not sure if it's good to be in one of these in an accident or thrown from it. Which one would be better? I'm not sure on that one. But
so bad.
Yeah, start it up.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Oh, that was easy.
Very easy.
It's like nothing.
Very simple gauges. This is a retro sound Bluetooth modern stereo, so you have modern tunes in here, but they piped it into old speakers, which is kind of fun.
No, not just old speakers. They say Radio Shack on them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They even Jeep branded the cigarette lighter there.
Yeah, but who smokes anymore?
Well, really? Somebody did. Look, it was used
back in the day
at the time, but yeah,
right?
the original vinyl flooring is just beautifully preserved.
Yeah, but we need those psychedelic carpets back here.
Look at that steering wheel too.
The wheels make it. I'm surprised it's not cracked anywhere.
Right.
Someone took care of this.
Well,
sure.
Power steering
Yeah.
helps a lot to where they're not having to grab the steering wheel really hard. So it does have power steering,
Right.
but not power brakes. So you have to be deliberate when you push that pedal. Let's do a little test because there's a soft sofa right there to where.
This is my bad knee.
Right. You might want to use 2 feet.
Yeah, I had ACL surgery and it takes like a year to recover.
Automatic. And there's the four-wheel drive transfer case.
Stop it.
You just have to push it a little bit more than you think. You'll get used to it. We're just spoiled with modern cars.
It just started going and then I didn't know I was going to be able to stop it.
Right? So especially when you're reversing out of here with the cars behind us.
Oh my gosh, there's
please be aware.
a $500,000 worth of cars
Please be aware.
in my general vicinity.
Okay. Go ahead and start turning. It's nice that it has power steering though.
Okay, so I'm going to go forward,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh my gosh, these drum brakes, that is something else.
That's how people did it back in the day. And that's why a lot of people will upgrade their cars.
You're so nervous right now. The Ferrari's back there. Okay. This is a good physical therapy for my knee. Oh my gosh, can you imagine how mad you would be at me? Okay, I'm sweating.
That is so cool.
I love it. Look at these original vinyl seats.
I didn't do that. It wasn't my taco tooth. Foot on the brake, please.
Oh, sorry. I thought I was.
You were rolling me forward.
I don't think I should be driving.
You're fine.
Bob's gonna freak out.
Just push it a little bit more than you think.
Freak out.
But I mean, that's why a lot of people upgrade the drum brakes too, because they're just not used to it. We're also spoiled with modern brakes and things. You know.
I didn't even notice it was moving.
All right, we're good to go now.
Okay.
Well, this is another reason why people resto mod the vehicles, because they're nostalgic. They love the look of, say, an old Bronco or Blazer, and then they buy it and they realize, whoa, like,
yeah, they're tough to daily
this is a
drive.
50-year-old car.
You have to pay attention. Not that you should be on your phone at all, but you can't even glance over to see what time it is. Like, you really want to pay attention to what you're doing the whole time.
Right. So then they end up doing a modern chassis and an LS and all that stuff, and that's why you see just the explosion in popularity of that. But I personally don't mind the charm.
Right.
Like, you're going to have your daily driver no matter what. So why would you want a modern feeling classic car, you know, for that special occasion And like you said, you're more engaged with driving on this thing,
It's
right?
true. Yeah, you're focused on it. You're actually driving, and you're paying attention 100% to what you're doing. But I love those first generation resto mods. They do look beautiful.
I will say though, the Jeepster, since it's designed to be a little bit more civilized, it does ride better than those. The first generation Blazer rides really good because it's on the soft full-size truck chassis.
Yeah.
And it was so good. It took away the sails of the Bronco and the International Scout so much that they changed and went full-size themselves.
Yeah.
But the Jeepster, they were able to do it, make a nice riding, feeling, relatively comfortable thing out of something small like this.
It's really comfortable. Like just even the new Jeep Wranglers are very rigid. This feels smoother. Am I allowed to say that?
It's a crossover.
It does. It feels smoother.
Hit it.
Whoa, that's turn. Whoa. Okay. Here we go.
Here we go.
We're cruising. Gently cruising.
150 horsepower. And the window's up for the wind a little bit, so that didn't feel painfully slow. Obviously slow by modern car standards, but I don't feel like you could drive this and like impede traffic with so many other classic cars where you would be annoying people with how slow you're going or how slow you're accelerating. So yeah, go ahead and try for 60. Let's see how it feels. Yeah, we're getting a lot more wind noise because of the shape of the vehicle, but it doesn't seem stressed at all.
No, a lot more wind noise. It's definitely more rigid now, and I feel it just shaking a little bit. Need some air conditioning. There's my
the old school air conditioning?
There's my air conditioning.
Yep.
Are you more nervous with me driving this than other cars?
No, I'm fine.
Really? There's no part of you that's nervous?
There is a stop sign coming up.
Okay.
Come on. Come on.
Okay.
You see, now you got the hang of it.
Okay.
It's not scary at all.
You just have to really press it hard. Like you're on a racetrack and doing the corners and you just slam on the brakes. That's what you have to do with it. It's just such a cool look. But this is old school coloring. It just screams 70s.
Yeah, original owner's manual. Whoa.
So would you rather have International Scout, Bronco, Blazer, or this? First generation. Well, this style, 70s, 80s.
I love the K5 Blazer.
Yeah.
And that's my personal favorite. I think they look cool, they ride great, it's a nice driving experience. But second choice, I think would be this.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Yep, the Bronco's a little too rough stock. The International, I've just never been that attached to it. I've more been more of a Jeep guy.
Well, the Broncos, I feel like that's the cool thing to have. That's the cool thing, the resto mod, and it's just like, it's having its moment.
Right.
And it's a trend.
Same goes for the Land Cruisers. They're just too rough. So I would spend 30 grand on this way before I spent double that on any of the other options. I don't know. What do you think?
How great would it be to take the roof off of this right now? Wait, I don't know if we're going to make the turn. I have to brake back. All right, we made it. Almost didn't make it.
Thank you so much for watching.
This might be our last video. So I'm going to crash.
It's not that hard. You just got to get used to it.